Hey guys, in this video, I want to talk about really what the ideal maintenance client looks like and give you a little bit of context for what I'm doing here. Now, as you guys can see, there's some decals on this Aston Martin here. And by the way, this is actually not the same Aston Martin that I detailed in a previous video not too long ago. If you guys want to see that Aston Martin and that detail video, where really I just talk about how to target really high-end maintenance clients and people that you can really build a great relationship with to build a long-term auto detailing business, I'm going to hook that video up right here in the card that's appearing on the screen. Go click that card if you want to see that video. But once again, this is a different Aston Martin. You might be able to see the difference. The other one is a bit newer. This one is a little bit older. And again, the other one in the other video actually had a black interior with some red accents throughout. And you guys are going to see in this video, this one has like a cinnamon leather interior. But just to give you guys a little bit of context of what I'm doing here. Number one, this is a car that's in a lot of different kind of like rallies and car clubs and different things like that. And that's why there was a bunch of decals on it. And so the owner of it, who is a maintenance client of mine, a very regular client of mine, called me and said, hey, will you come remove these decals and just let's get another maintenance client or maintenance detail on the books. And this one was actually sooner than our scheduled detail because of the decals that he wanted removed. So that was a really big plus for me. But secondly, guys, the reason why I'm calling this the ideal maintenance client is because as you watch me detail the interior here, which I also did the exterior that I'm going to hook up in a different video here coming soon. But the reason why I call this the ideal maintenance client is because you are going to see me basically use 3 different things in order to accomplish this detail. Number one, I'm going to be using my Meguiar's Quick Interior Detailer. Yes, you heard me right. I'm actually not using Meguiar's APC or any APC in general whatsoever. I'll come back to that in just a second. Number two, I'm using my very simple, just standard interior microfiber towels. And number three, I'm using an interior dusting brush, which is actually just a makeup brush. So let me go back to this first point that I made really quickly about using Meguiar's Quick Interior Detailer. This is one of their interior detailers that's not necessarily a cleaner as much as it is kind of like a dusting product, as well as something that leaves a very, very slight layer of protection. But it also kind of works like that Meguiar's Synthetic Express Spray Wax off-label use works on the interior, in that it does protect and cleans off any cleaning streaks or any sort of like body oils or fingerprints that might be on the interior. But guys, what's the point here? The point is I am not having to clean this vehicle. This is a prime example of a lot of the overall concepts that I talk about, in that I promise you, in your detailing business, you want to detail clean vehicles. And if you don't know what that means, think about it. Sit on the edge of your bed and just think about it for a second. You want to detail clean vehicles. This vehicle is already clean. It's not his daily driver. He has a different sedan as his daily driver, as well as a different truck, all 3 of which I detail on a regular basis. And so this one does not need the level of attention or even honestly the fundamental same approach as other details need. Now, many of you are asking me, well, are you really providing value here? Are you really offering something that people want? Here's what has to be understood. There are clients out there, customers out there, and people out there, of which you and I probably want to become one of these days, in that they do not want to spend their time on detailing their vehicle in any capacity, no matter how complicated or how simple. You can see I'm actually making a phone call here in the video as I'm detailing here. But they do not want to spend any time whatsoever detailing a car at any capacity. And because of that, they're willing to attach a dollar amount of value, of equal value that they consider to be equal value to that service, or them saving that amount of time. And so in the online course that I'm getting very close to releasing, I give you an exact service and pricing structure for maintenance clients, basically creating a minimum of a $75 mark for any maintenance client under any circumstance whatsoever, which is basically a key to building a $3,000 per month fundamental revenue stream in your business that you can build off of and take in any direction you want. But this ended up being what I did in my business when I started pursuing the maintenance client business structure and system, as you guys see in this video. I built a fundamental stream of $3,000 per month in my business that took very little time to create. In other words, what I mean is that $3,000 a month minimum came in every single month on a predictable basis with me working maybe 10 hours a week. And that gave me all of my other time to build off of a $3,000 a month minimum recurring, predictable, dependable revenue stream to build my business much, much larger. And a huge mistake that ends up being made in the detailing business all the time is because detailers are constantly going after new customers all the time, and because they're not seeing vehicles like this Aston Martin, which take very, very little time to detail. In fact, you guys see as I pulled up the console, I'm not even removing the contents in this vehicle because number one, there's very little contents in the vehicle, but number two, nothing is dirty underneath that console, so there's no reason for me to spend any time there whatsoever. Because I can create a dependable foundational revenue stream years ago in my business with maintenance clients only that took very, very little time to maintain on a weekly and monthly basis, I then bought myself back the leverage to build my detailing business in any way I wanted. I was then able to take the really disgusting minivan that nobody really wants to detail and charge an outrageous amount of money. And I don't mean cheating people. I don't mean being dishonest. I mean, if the job was going to take 7 to 8 hours, or let's say 6 to 7 hours, I'm going to make a minimum of $500 to $600 that day. We're going to charge at minimum $100 an hour to accomplish this kind of back-breaking work. And so the key here that I'm speaking about is building a foundation of your detailing business that is not so much dependent on your time, but divorces you a little bit from your time, still allows you to create dependable revenue streams that come in every single month based on very little time, very little effort. And when you're in that place, you then have the leverage to go do these other things in the detailing business that most people try to build their business off of. I don't know how sustainable it is to build a detailing business off of detailing minivans day after day after day. I don't know how sustainable it is of detailing vehicles only for customers that call you once and never call you again. In many ways, this is going to create a seasonal business for you. It's going to create a business where you really cannot predict or extrapolate any of your numbers into the future. And that becomes a fundamental problem as you try to scale things in this business. And so in many ways, it's necessary to take a step back and examine the way we're approaching auto detailing business in order to correctly approach it. And that's really the goal of this online course, actually, which, by the way, guys, I have a free guide on how to start your detailing business for under $500 linked up in the YouTube description box below. All you got to do is click that link, enter your email. Yes, I am building my email list. I want to build an email list that's separate from social media so that I can build a kind of inner group of detailers, exclusive detailers who I can spend more time with and be a little bit more intimate as far as our information and all the things that we're talking about, because on YouTube it's difficult to get into specifics. So I am building these streams off of social media. So yes, I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to send you a bunch of emails that are not interesting or anything like that, but you do have to enter your email to get that starting your business for under $500 essential detailing toolbox is what it's called. And again, that's linked up below in the YouTube description box if you want to snag that. I'll also hook it up in the card right here that you're seeing on the screen. You can grab that as well. So guys, let me come back to this idea of the ideal maintenance client. Not to mention, not am I only not using Meguiar's all-purpose cleaner or these expensive tools and stuff to get things done, in that I'm spending a lot of time, which I always like to focus on the time aspect because we're always focused on the money aspect, but rarely do we focus on the time aspect of detailing. It's great to make $500 and $600 a day. That's a great thing. But if it's taking you 8 hours a day every single day to pull that in, then we need to step back and say, how do we build a system around our business that allows us to work less and maintain the same amount of money, or work less and slowly increase the income? That's the question I think is worth asking. Now, the reason, secondly, to not spending a lot of time, the reason why profitability so dramatically increases in a situation like this is because of the tiny amount of tools and tiny amount of product I have to implement in each detail in order to get this done. So not only am I saving a dramatic amount of time, I am saving a dramatic amount of product, which, by the way, guys, the pressure washer right here that you're looking at, this is not actually on right now. It's just the pressure washer's turned off. So this is just a very soft stream of water. I just happened to have the hose hooked up before I did the door jams, and that's why I didn't want to unhook up anything. So it's not on. I'm not holding it that close to this car. I can promise you that. But guys, the point here is maybe to give you a little bit of inspiration and show you that, hey, there are clients out here where this is possible. Don't buy into this idea of, well, I can't get customers as it is right now, so who would pay for regular detailing at that? Again, this is something that I'm going to address in vivid detail in the course because it's difficult to address on a YouTube or a YouTube video like this. But that being said, guys, there are an abundance of people out here who want the detail services that you provide. You're not selling life insurance. You're not selling something people are afraid of or have an aversion to. You're selling something that everybody wants. Everybody likes to drive in a clean vehicle. So guys, if you want to see the tools and products that I use on basically every single maintenance detail that I do specifically, so these are not the tools and products that I bring to every single vehicle. These are for maintenance clients alone, and you might be able to see those tools and products and kind of deduce some of the services that I include and the services that I leave out based on the maintenance client I'm doing. Then check out those tools and products below this video in the YouTube description box. There'll be Amazon links as well as links to any detailing website that I use. You can trust all of those links. Of course, guys, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you're new to the Wilson Auto Detailing community and you've not yet subscribed, but you like information, auto detailing business information like this, hit the subscribe button. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and from Luke here at Wilson Auto Detailing, keep working hard, and I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.